In this video, we're going to talk about growing or promoting your group. Now, before we jump into the growth part of your group, I want to talk briefly about the killing of your group or deleting your group. I know, hopefully it will never come to that, but just in case the need arises to where you need to delete your group, maybe start over, maybe you're just starting it off and you didn't cross your T's properly or whatever, you wanted to start from scratch. Well, the thing to keep in mind here is that you need to eliminate or delete rather all of the members of that group, and that includes yourself. So bear that in mind if you decide at some point in the future to hand over the reins of the administration of that group to someone else, where in other words you would not be able to delete the members, you would only be able to delete yourself, then you have no control over deleting that group any longer. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, so what you want to do is you want to come on over to the groups, log in, open up your group rather, and see right now we got the one member, that would be moi. Let's go ahead and open that up, and over here you click on leave group, and at this point it's not that big of a deal because it's just the one member, myself. Click on leave group, it gives you a little bit of a warning message right here. If we click on remove, then it will delete it. Boom, done. And I don't want to do that just yet because that would really ruin my video on how to promote it. If it's no longer there, well, it's tough to promote. So anyway, now you know how to delete your group if in fact that need arises. So anyway, let's go ahead and start promoting our group. Now then, we are in our group, and there's several ways we can do this. One way is we can go ahead and invite people to join. Let's go ahead and click on this. And we've got a couple of options here on this particular page. One, granted we don't have a whole lot of friends, but if we did, all of our friends would show up right here and list. And we could select them all and then type in a message right here. Another thing too, remember that with groups you can mass message all of the members of that group, so keep that in mind as well. As far as getting the word out to all of your friends, this is one way you can do it. If we scroll down here just a bit more, you can also send invitations by like a personal message. You can also send out emails. So if you wanted to import your email list from, or your address book rather, from like your Gmail or your Hotmail or your Yahoo contacts, then you have that ability right here. And you can also promote the group with an ad. Now this isn't free, just to let you know, but it is worth mentioning, and we'll get into this in greater detail whenever we get into the marketing segments of this video series. But you can in fact create ads to promote your fan pages as well as your groups. Now, one thing to keep in mind too is that if you're promoting a boring group, well, you may get the word out there, people may stop by, but they're going to leave just as fast, if not faster, because there's nothing there. It's just dead. So you might want to consider calling in a few favors of some friends, for example, to help you generate some interest on the group by posting some questions and some content, and then you reply, and then they reply to your reply. Just get some interaction going on between you and your friends. That way, when others that you are inviting or that are invited by their friends show up to this active group, then they're going to be more apt to take action within that group themselves to start that interaction or to be a part of the current interaction taking place. So again, before you start sending out all of these invites to have people show up to a dead, boring group, go ahead and get some of the juice started first. Invite your friends, send out emails to your buddies that have Facebook accounts and that you've got a rapport set up with, or that maybe owe you a favor or two, and have them start posting content. And just, you may want to also check out other groups. If we come on up here to do a search for gardening, just like we did before, and if you check out some of the other groups within that related niche, then you may be able to get some ideas here too as to what's going on in their particular group, and maybe send out these types of ideas to your friends that are going to be posting that content on your group, to say, hey, how about this, bring this topic up, and then I'll reply with this. Granted, yeah, I mean, it's not totally spontaneous, but it is sparking interest in those you're going to soon be inviting. So whenever those that soon stop by that you're sending out invites to see the activity taking place, then they're more apt to join and send out notices to their friends to, hey, check out this new group that I'm a part of. They're awesome. Another thing you might want to consider doing is offer what they call a ethical bribe. In other words, our group being garden related, you might want to offer an ebook on, say, decorating tips for their containers for their deck gardens. Again, that's just ideas, but hopefully that'll just get the juices flowing on some ideas that you can come up with. And another thing too you might want to consider is going to some of your friends' walls and posting comments on there regarding your new group. And again, you want to do this after you've got a little bit of activity started on your group. So that would be step number one. Get your friends over there that might owe you favors and such to start posting comments. Give them some ideas on what to post on there. So whenever that's taking place and you're replying, then go ahead and head over to your friends' wall. Those that are going to be invited to join your group. Go to their wall and start posting comments, and then they may in turn post to their friends' walls and so on. So that's going to start the viral effect of the invites. Another thing is you may want to promote on your site or blog via badges and other Facebook applications. Now you might ask yourself, and we'll cover this in greater detail on how to add these badges to your blog or websites in an upcoming video, but you might ask yourself, why the heck would you direct your website visitor off of your site to Facebook when a lot of your marketing efforts on Facebook is in order to get them to your site? Well, that's a valid question. But remember the power of Facebook and the ability of selling to not just the visitor on your site, but if they go to your Facebook group and or fan page, then you might also be able to market to them and their friends and their friends' friends and so on. So again, keep that thought in mind as well. Another idea you may want to consider whenever adding content to your site to get the ball rolling, and this isn't just in the beginning but throughout, what you might want to consider also doing is, as we did this search right here to check out the groups, come on down here to applications. You may want to add some interactivity, some funness, some games to your group, and this is just one way that you can do that. And if we are in the applications here, you can view the applications. And again, you may want to spend a little more time here to do some investigating on if this application is good and check out what others might be saying about it. Let's go ahead and click on this button and see what happens. Again, you may want to do some checking on these things first, but I just want to point out though that adding applications, which is basically a little bit of a code where you can, in this case, add a game of sorts to your group, and same thing holds true for your fan pages too. Whenever you add these applications, if they're good and quality applications, because there's some bogus ones out there that cause more harm than good, that's why I'm telling you to do some research first. But once you add these applications, and if they're good applications, then that might add a little more stickiness to your group, and not only keep people to your page longer, but also keep them coming back as well. You may have heard of Farmville. That's an application. So that's going to bring us to the end of this video on promoting and growing your group pages. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you later, and you have a great day.